Yo, peep this. You just clicked on Let's View It, and I'm Tyrone Cross. Welcome to my channel, where I try my very best to entertain you guys through my reactions to various videos and other topics. And if you're new to this channel, after the video, if you like how I do what I do, then I ask you subscribe and help support me, because I'm trying to build my channel from the bottom up. No cheating, no bots, no nothing. Just pure charisma. But like always, before I start doing my thing, I gotta drop the disclaimer that this video is for entertainment purposes only, or hopefully to open your mind. I do not condone hate, violence, or harassment towards anyone, but I do condone laughing at them. Now with that out of the way, let's get into why you guys are here, and that's for the video and some craziness. So that's why in this video, I'm gonna show you a clip of someone who claims to be a biology major. I don't know if he is, but he claims to be, and he's here to let us all know there are many different genders, and it's on a spectrum, and all of this is scientifically proven. So you already know, let's view it. I'm just saying, if you go around every day looking like a black woke Muppet scientist, something tells me you are obligated to think there's more than two genders. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, there are only two genders. It's just basic biology. Hi, how you?
Dang, for a second, he actually sounded like a Muppet. Or we just witnessed the fastest puberty ever.
Welcome to advanced biology from a biologist. You see that thing?
Is he talking about that blurry white rectangle? As far as we're concerned, that could be from the 3rd grade, because you had the best imagination in class. I'm just saying, if I'm trying to back up who I am with credentials of education, I'm gonna zoom in on it and make it 4K. It's kind of fishy how you don't let us read it. I don't know about that.
So we're gonna go over some facts together, but first off, happy Trans Day of Visibility, right? So, sex and gender, not the same thing. You probably heard that before, right? It's because it's true, because biology actually has nothing to say about gender. You would have to look towards sociologists, anthropologists, or gender scientists for that. And that's why when you defer to your basic biology 101 class that you failed in high school, you look like you don't know what you're talking about, right?
We don't look like we know what we're talking about?
Gender is only loosely related to sex insofar as we've identified certain physical characteristics and have arbitrarily decided that this person belongs to this gender. But there are a whole bunch of people from that gender that don't have those physical characteristics, right? It's almost like there's some variation to sex. And that's because it's not a binary, it's a bimodal distribution where you have two extreme ends and most people falling somewhere in the middle. Now, this could be due to your genetic predisposition, it could be due to the fact that there are more than two combinations of sex chromosomes, it could be due to the intersex spectrum, but it's mostly due to hormone washes, and it's the reason why every person assigned male at birth isn't 7 feet tall with a raging beard and a hairy ass. In fact, there is more variation within a sex than there is between male and female. And by the way, you could be intersex. You could go your whole life being intersex and never know it. And the reason to that is because when you're born, nobody tests you. The doctor just decides what you look like and assigns you a sex. And then society then assigns you a gender that is traditionally associated with that sex.
Okay, let's break down what he said, because he's saying a lot from his mother's basement. I'm sure I'll miss some of it, but we'll get the majority of what he's trying to say. So let's just give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's a biologist major. Really, in my opinion, that doesn't matter, because if he has an agenda that he wants to push, that he wants to be a fact, then he's going to say what he wants to say. Now, the first thing I noticed right away is that he uses the word gender and sex interchangeably. First, he says we're assigned a sex, and then society assigns the gender construct part of it. But then when he's talking about the difference in genders, he's making a spectrum. But shouldn't he be saying the difference in sexes? But anyways, let's get to his points where he's saying some men are tall, some men are short, some men have big beards, some men can barely grow facial hair. And he's claiming that those differences in men, and of course there's also differences in women as well, like some women are more muscular or taller, maybe have a little deeper voice. But that's just because people are different. That doesn't mean that if a man has a hard time growing a beard, it's because he's leaning also more to being a woman. And that's what they're trying to claim. That makes no sense. Indians, for example, hardly ever grow facial hair. Are they claiming that Indians are mainly women? Like the whole tribe is women? And if you take that into the animal kingdom, dogs. Some dogs are bigger and muscular. Some dogs are small. Some dogs have long hair. Some dogs have short hair. Some dogs have wet nose. Some dogs' nose is not so wet. I don't care if it's two of the same breed. Say you have two Rottweilers and they're both male. One male is a little weaker and a little smaller than the other one. Would you say that male dog is almost a female dog too as well? That's why? It makes no sense. People are just different because of genetics. That's it. It doesn't change their sex. It doesn't make them a girl because they're smaller or less muscular or can't grow a big ass beard.
I really hate when people appeal to nature when they're trying to erase trans or gay people, because when you actually study the animal kingdom, the concepts of male and female cease to function as we understand them. When you're talking about creatures that have vastly different sexual dimorphism than us, species that can flip-flop sexes or produce both gametes or reproduce asexually, animals that have gay relationships. No, this isn't a rewrite of history or science, you just weren't paying attention in class.
Well, he is right there. I wasn't paying attention in class. But I'm pretty sure I didn't have any of those questions on any of my tests. Now, I'm sure some animals reproduce differently than human beings. They do all kinds of stuff differently than human beings. Some animals kill their babies or their mates. Okay, some people do too, but we shouldn't. And it's unacceptable, so don't do it. And he's trying to make a point that some animals have gay relationships. I don't know how that adds up to there being more than two genders, but he's the biologist major that lives in his mom's basement.
Let's talk about gender. It's a social thing, right? You got these roles and responsibilities that you assign to a specific group. Now hear me out. Not only has the concept of a man and a woman changed within our culture over the course of hundreds of years, not only are these characteristics and the amount of genders different between cultures, not only has the concept of gender identity changed since the beginning of civilization, but between two individuals is a different concept of that gender identity. What it means to be a man for me is likely vastly different for what it means to be a man for you. It's almost like none of this has anything to do with the chromosomes you have. Trans people don't just feel like a man or a woman, they are a man or a woman, or neither, or both. And dysphoria comes from the fact that we've applied physical characteristics to social categories. And the real mental illness is thinking that 8 billion people can all fit into two arbitrary classifications. And no, nobody's turning your kids trans. Nobody would have anything to transition from if you didn't apply something to them that they don't identify with. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Blah, blah, blah.
I changed my mind. I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt of being a biologist major. At this point, I'm not going to believe him. I just think he's a science nerd. I just think he's a guy who's really into this crap and wants to prove a point. But clearly, trans women aren't women and trans men aren't men. They're trying to pass as that. Why would they even have the saying, "Do I pass?" if they are? What exactly are you trying to pass? But as you can see, he really had no good points, just used a lot of big words to make people go, dang, it sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Or to make it go over our heads, because obviously we got better things to do than study chromosomes to prove a lie. When you get enough information right in front of your face, right in front of your eyes, when you could clearly see there's only two genders, when you could clearly see how you tell those two genders apart, why waste so much time studying something to make it seem like your eyes and your common sense is lying to you? But as you can imagine, he obviously got a lot of backlash from this because it's ignorant. So he made a response to the people who commented about his video. Let's check it out.
Alright, victory lap. They're crying in the comments again. What's going on, guys? I thought that it was facts over feelings. Now you're getting all emotional because the biologist doesn't affirm your backwards ideology. Oh, I bet this guy has a fake degree! Damn, that's crazy. Have you considered seething about it? You know, the funny thing is when I was talking about how gender is social and
he still hasn't zoomed in on that degree. I'm just saying. And he's clearly over-exaggerating the emotion of these people making these comments. He knows damn well we don't carry the same emotion they do.
Sex is bimodal, right? That is unironically basic biology, okay? I work with neural stem cells now. That was shit that I learned like real early in university, okay? And y'all not ready for this, but a bunch.
He learned real early in university. University of what? University of elementary school? Who talks like that? I think he's lying. I'm really starting to think this dude is not a biologist major.
Shit in the sciences are actually socially constructed categories, like take species for example. Some of them have been moved to a new genus or a new family as new information arises. Even the concept of a species ain't easy to delineate. There's still debate out on that because the boundaries get real fucking fuzzy. It's almost like science is self-correcting and adapting to better comport with reality, and it's not some etching in stone, some tablet passed down through fucking generations. Oh, sorry, there's still only 2 genders. Ooh, yikes, gender's actually a spectrum. Get over it, it's not that deep. What is this, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim? Somebody's gotta patch your fucking dialogue tree, bro. We've been turned in that quest. Just take your L with grace. It's over. And the cool thing is, if you think that everything I'm saying is just a bunch of liberal propaganda, I'm not a liberal, I'm a socialist, you have the freedom to just go to school and figure out what the hell everybody's talking about, right? And the cool thing about science degrees is you go to a lecture and they tell you that mixing red and blue will get you purple. And then you get to go to a lab and then mix red and blue together, and guess what you get? You get purple! I know, it's crazy. You get to verify the things that they say to you. It's wow! What's going on, guys? The basic biology crowd's going through a real normal one right now. It seems to me like you only believe in science when it benefits your confirmation bias. What, did you think this was a pick and choose? Baby, no! Science is the pursuit to accurately portray reality, and it just so happens that reality has a left-leaning bias. I don't know what to tell you.
It sounds like he knows what to tell us. A bunch of BS. Can you tell me, how do they test genders? How scientifically are they testing sex and gender? Your spectrum, right? You have a spectrum. So scientists should be finding these different genders and actually labeling them scientifically. And there should be articles coming out saying, scientists have discovered 13 more genders through chromosome testing, right? Science cannot do that. So he chooses something really basic like color mixing and says red and blue makes purple. Well, PP make boy and vagina make girl. And when you mix the two, you make baby. And then baby either has PP or vagina. See, we know science. So please, black woke beaker, take your own advice and don't pick and choose your science. So that's the video of the black woke fake biology major. So tell me, did he convince you? Is there more than 2 genders now? Or are you still smart? And if you are still smart, then share this video and let everyone else know that there's a woke black biology major and he knows nothing. But while you're out there letting the world know that PP make boy and vagina make girl, I'm also gonna need you to hit that bell like the hunchback. Also click that hitchhiker button and subscribe with me. And I'll see you on the next trip. Day and night.
Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.
All my life.
Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.
Can't help
Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.
That's why
Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.